27, 2026, I'd like to call this meeting to order.
Rachel Trustee Pierce, review
As I said a few minutes ago, Ms. Lowe will serve as our interim secretary for this boutique meeting. And boutique secretary. Yes. Motion passes. At this time, we will move to
The sound isn't clear. Yeah, I know, but the sound isn't coming. And you're just listening. The microphones work. Okay. See if that gives it better. Try that.
Okay, at this time, we will fill vacant seats. The vacant seats, will be individually appointed seats to serve until the end of the seat's term. I will make the nomination for the individuals to fill these vacant seats. Our first vacant seat is a parent seat. And our parent that I would like to nominate for the committee to vote on is Joy Chan. Can I have a motion to vote on Joy Chan as the parent vacancy? Okay, the motion has been made. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Welcome, Ms. King. And to, the voting. Our next seat will be our two community seat members. Individuals cannot be a time APS employee. Principal will nominate the individual for these community seats. Voting will vote on those seats. Our first committee seat will be filled by Don Howard and our second by Dan Wakeman. All in favor of, can I get a motion to vote on these two candidates to serve in seats?
So motion to have Don and Dan.
That's the cost of that. Specify. One seat has a term which will go until 2028, and one seat has a term which will end.
So Dan, would you like to, so 1 year or two?
You can't serve a second term, but we need it for our records instead of serving.
I'm here for many, many years. So I'm having go 2 or 1.
We can move it down.
Okay.
So Dan will serve 2-year one,
Thank you.
and Don will serve. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Then the motion passes. Welcome to both of you to the GO team. So now we have to prove the minutes from the previous meeting. I emailed all of those to everyone a couple of years ago. Are there any revisions needed for the minutes from our last GO team meeting? No, can I get a motion to approve the minutes from our last GO team meeting? Fit right in. So the motion has been made. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. So the minutes are approved. Thank you. Now the fun part, get to elect the officers for this current school year. The officers are chair, vice chair, secretary, and cluster representative. We'll start with the chair. A list on the screen are responsibilities and qualifications for this position. Are there any nominations from the floor for the position of chair?
Also have less returners than normal, so that makes it.
Yeah. So we don't have a co-chair to kind of move into the chair.
You can just talk about all general. For now.
Yeah. I know you want to be, background folks.
So you are doing some secretary stuff, that's what we like to do for the duration.
Yes.
License here.
Put me down for it. Sure, I will fulfill my duties to the best I can.
So-
Best I can.
So as chair.
Okay,
Well, she was, yeah.
we have to do one at a time.
Oh, it's.
Yeah. For the record, so you have Rachel, who has been nominated to serve as chair for this GO team for this school year. Can I get a motion to vote on her as chair?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Rachel. You will be our new chair for next year.
Doesn't want it.
Now we would look at the position of co-chair, and you can see the responsibilities and qualifications for that position on the screen, as well as that.
Okay, co-chair. Oh, yeah, we have to,
Good.
motion.
No, we got
Oh,
that.
we're,
It's nominated.
not me, yes.
Any other nominations for co-chair? Seeing that there are none, can I get a motion to, motion to move to vote on Joy as our co-chair?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations. You are our co-chair. Finalization meeting in. That's just sent you around. So what I've done, I've printed out some calendars, school calendars. Everybody to look at and determine calendar. You need to not only determine the dates, but also the times and also if you're going to be hybrid or virtual.
Someone from this team cannot make the school meeting individual person. All have to be.
Yes, I think it's the person who's not on call in. They can't get the meeting. Yeah.
Very fine. Number of each. Number.
Yeah.
Seem to be, you pick four.
No, it's just number of.
It's a- You can hold the meeting 100% virtual, you can hold the meeting 100% in person.
as long as the group make, form.
So I
That's where
think
you're
the first thing we need to do is look at the year and determine, what we've done in the past, we looked at a day of the week that works best for everybody. And then we there and determine, what is the second Tuesday of every month. Comes out to be about a month. It's 2 months that we have to do. So is there a day of a week that works best for everyone?
Not Thursdays.
Tuesdays is like.
No go for me.
Thursday. Now, if we look at the school calendar, and it also includes the dates that students are out and teachers are out, so that we make sure that we schedule around those. So that's one. So our first meeting would be in September. Right now, we're right at the end of August. So I'm thinking next meeting, at the end of September, to give us some time to get information. Because student assessment day will be a big part of that meeting. So all that will be available that we can look at. There's some conversation around the strategic plan. And give us some time to get that information ready to go as well. So if we look at the month of September, if we're looking at Thursday, the last Thursday in September, April 24th, I think right now there is a day for a meeting around attendance zoning. That's going to happen on the 24th. It hadn't been made public just yet, but I was privy to that, especially the meeting today. Yeah. So we may want to avoid that Thursday. So we could go to October 1st.
The piece of your timeline for when you do that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I have issues with October 1st. Okay. November, we have the week out for Thanksgiving in November.
I just think it would be 4 or 5:30.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. Maybe time, what's some time? November 5th would be the next one. Probably okay with November 5th. Thursday. So we do not meet in December because it is so short.
That's 3. This one doesn't count. The rest
One
one
of
doesn't
those
count.
account. Or we can squeeze more. Okay. Yeah, is that, it has to be 3 per semester?
It is the preferred cadence. If you wish to move the third semester business meeting to early January, because the goal is to have it finished before you get into budget. So you might end up having 2 meetings. You might end up having 3 meetings really quickly, because you would, if you don't hold the third business meeting in fall semester, that would push to early January, if you have to complete the task in that third business meeting for budget. Then budgets are released in mid to late January, so then you would have your budget allocation meeting. And I said this because finance controls the timeline, and I'm speaking historically, so it could change. But historically, allocations were released mid to late January. Then the teams had to approve draft budgets before winter break. So that means have your allocation until January, you have to approve the draft budget for winter break, which this year would be Friday, February 12th, because the break is the week of the 15th to the 20th. And then we come back in March for that finalization. So you could potentially have a meeting early January, late January, and early February. That is the will or decision of the team. Just in terms of the cadence, that final meeting of the fall semester is where you do the preparation for your budget discussions.
I would suggest that, since the budget, we have our budget meeting, somewhere late January, middle of January. So to have a meeting the 1st of December, and then after that meeting, which would be like the beginning of January, will probably, that's the schedule. So that we can have a meeting.
I don't know how much this body will have to do with it, but with the redistricting stuff coming up too, I'd like we might start have previews in the fall in case there's something that comes out of that.
Right.
That is meeting.
So December 3rd. January. The meeting usually happens, I would go with January 28th.
Yeah, usually allocations are around MLK,
Yeah,
give or take. I will tell you, once we receive that schedule from finance, as soon as we receive it, the first thing we do is we check all go-to meetings. And any team that might be conflict to the timing, we send emails out as early as we can so that teams can discuss it now. So, schedule.
sure.
Right, yes, just so I'm clear, we'll be at the beginning of December and maybe talk through some budget things that we want to have the conversation at the like principals level until that mid-January time frame. So that's why we're thinking about meeting
First, what is
the 21st or the 28th. And then our recommendations are due February 12th.
it just depends on, how we schedule it.
This is like it's historic,
We're just trying to think.
because historically, the staffing conferences and the central office conversations that principals have taken place during that intergrade week for students and teachers. So they have to have a budget that you all have recommended to take to those staffing conferences. Now, if they change the schedule, we just try to prepare for success of as few changes as possible, but and with their teams.
And we can always go back if there's something significant that they've done in the past, we can always go back, schedule a meeting or adding.
Yeah, this isn't written, so it kind of just sets the expectation rather than,
I would go with the 21st, just shoot that meeting, our meeting would happen Friday night. That would give us some time for that as well. First of January.
You'll have enough time to get your stuff.
If that is the day, I think, but yeah, I'll start February. March is when we have the final comments. Remember final official, like finalized.
again, speaking historically, finance has one of those final recommendations, those final votes to be done by the second Friday in March. So again, that would be by the 12th of March.
So. That,
Or like look for, but just.
Yeah.
So the letter maybe the day before, just in case there's questions.
so we want more.
Say your February, I'm sorry, February meeting, city election, or anything too.
March 4th. There's one final thing that we have to have. Or, hey, I would rather do it in April, so that we can, because so much is happening. Well. After spring break. 15. Okay, so the dates that I have for our meetings, 26, 27, are October 1st, November 5th, December 3rd, January 21st, February 11th, March 4th, and April 15th.
Time for our meetings. I think it's kind of like 45, 30 to our meetings.
Yeah, yeah, so happy.
People that's.
Yeah. Now we need to look at time and have to determine the time. Jump with each other, look at time and type of meeting, whether we want it to be in person, hybrid, or we want to be virtual. Those are the two options. I know for teachers, if we're going to be in person, they like to have them shortly after this, they can, so they're not having to stay much later than other things that. But if it's hybrid, then there's a lot of important, I mean, if it's virtual, there's a lot of flexibility. So we can have a discussion about how we want to move forward with time and this format.
Today, right, so figure out they like to say, if you did after school.
So, kind of-
Yeah.
Teaching for.
No, I was just thinking, I'm pretty.
So it's 4 o'clock.
So that's not too long. Can you guys act like 3:30?
Yeah, 3:30 or 4.
Okay. Some pretty person.
Are they usually an hour and a half?
Don't more than that.
Okay. So like 3:30 then.
In person, 3:30. For virtual.
We have to make. So 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Virtual.
It's virtual, yes.
Now let's determine how, or the format, what the meeting. This is considered hybrid. And we can go. virtual.
Absolutely helpful to have your more discussion phase where the budget was supposed to read. But all of those, been very, February and March, when it's helpful, you can do it online, but it's helpful to be in person just because you're trying to, for being the meetings.
I always prefer in person. I don't know about that. I don't say I work from like.
Yeah.
Human contact.
At April, well, that's true, like just back up stuff, right? Virtual. Oh, we can get October, or December. Don't try.
I do like that. With that public comment, even though we have nothing to do with it, being in person, goes to the announcements. Like one of those small ones. We don't even know what the announcements are, right?
And I think also having a tool where there's not too many more have, have transitioned over, so a lot of like new needs to be able to like talk to sports or anything, but we need to like really have like a conversation and talk to us together.
And the next one, October, I agree. And then that's when maybe we'll put the virtual, and we said, December's pretty. Nice. Nice, yeah. So maybe October, November, December virtual, if everything else had. November, this is for people, virtual, and everything else. But that gives us another time to hopefully we can get together in person.
And so what I need to say is that November and December virtual meeting, all the rest would be hybrid, the exception of the people. People will be virtual. That's what you said.
That was the suggestion, that wasn't really that. So if we don't let it like actual let them to do, it's easier. But yeah, sorry, virtual.
Okay, so what I hear is October, January, February, March, with all hybrid. November,
So that's 3:30 meeting time.
yes.
Thank you.
November, December, and April. 1 o'clock start time, virtual. That would give us 7 meetings. 9 meetings. Just to recap, everybody understand if you will vote on the calendar. Our meeting dates would be as follows. October 1st, hybrid. November 5th, virtual. December 3rd, virtual. January 21st, hybrid. February 11th, hybrid. March 4th, hybrid. April 15th, virtual. Our virtual times are 4 o'clock. Our in-person hybrid times are 3. I get a motion to vote on the calendar for the. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Our calendar of meeting is adopted for the school year. Thank you. Public comment. I forwarded you the public comment protocol. So you should have had a chance to look over that. Last year, we allowed public comments at all of our meetings. So they were, deciding which meetings they were going to have, just open it up at all of our meetings. That's an option for this board, or we can decide if there are particular meetings that we want to have comments at, if others have. But these are just some of the parameters around what should be happening. The opportunity for public meetings shall be provided for at least 4 of our meetings. OT members will not provide responses, and this is the one that we always have trouble with. It's that it's an opportunity for people to speak with us, not necessarily to provide answers to their questions back.
Are we not allowed to, or we don't have to? So when you think about public comment, it is an opportunity for your constituency to come forward to you to present their concerns. In the moment, they may present a concern that you don't have the information right in front of you. So and also they shouldn't be bringing forward things that are not under your purview. Like they could bring forth something that is more of a management concern, like the color of the flowers and flower bed, let's say. So you don't want to get into the back and forth with that. There are ways that what they bring forth can become part of the business of the OT. So if somebody comes and says, hey, there seems to be a disparity between boys and girls in this metric, whatever metric is, you all don't have that information at the moment. But you all as a body may decide that, you know what, we really want to know if that's true or not. So then you put it on your agenda for the next meeting to have as that presentation and that discussion to see if the perception in the community and what they brought to you is valid. And then you can have that full discussion with that preparation. So it isn't that you can't respond, it's, yeah, I mean, if you've ever watched the board meeting, you really shouldn't be getting into a back and forth, you should just be listening at your turn. And there are ways that with what they bring to come before some teams have in the past set up as part of the protocol, that if a question is raised, that does fall under the go team's purview, that you all as a team can address it and put out information on the page. That doesn't happen very often, again, because it gets kind of muddy at times as to what, so public comment, just like the school board does, should really be a time for you to listen and contemplate and then decide what you want to bring forward in an official meeting to have that full discussion. That help? Yeah, that's so helpful.
It'd be helpful too, because not everyone who might come knows that. So I wonder if public comment would let people know, like, we really appreciate you being here, we can bring a comment, and like, we're not responding to comments, but we're taking notes.
Just like the board does, you could write up
Yeah.
a script that before you open a public comment kind of lays out, everybody will have X number of minutes. We really appreciate you coming, we will consider it, you know, if it falls within our purview, we may bring it up at a future meeting. If it falls under management, it belongs to the principal. Yeah, like, but again, whatever that script is something that you all would have to decide on together.
And so I want people like feel welcome to buy them and not feel offended that we're like, hey,
Maybe we'll get to it. I don't know, it's not necessarily the protocol, but what is the next step to submit or something? Just say, hey, I know there was like that's interesting. Acknowledge that and do, and then either like submit it, like, just to verify what the next step is to if people are not.
If they're not in person.
If they're not in person, but want to submit.
And that was a decision from that or to do it that way. So we have no time to decide how people are.
I think on our form. On the period of design to date, and the public offering immediate responses by the go to public presented. But that leaves the movement, like not for immediate, but then it leaves the question. So are they going to get back to me on this? Should I expect something moving forward? That would be nice to have a time done.
Sure. I'd be able to wish, whatever, if you do that, you know, sheets and so on.
Like, thank you so much, it will be read.
I feel like sometimes stuff like this can feel like a little detached from the broader. So like, reduce things.
That was the impetus more than having a virtual deal, it's just something like that. Didn't get the sense that it's not your meeting 4 or 5 meetings, so. Personally. Okay.
So things to consider for the protocol, and this is where our protocol measures up to what we should consider. The meetings, we do allow 20 minutes of the meeting to be set aside for public comment. There is a sign-up sheet. If you're in person, you can sign up, and then to sign up online if it's for digital. What is the deadline for people to sign up to speak? That was not clear in our particular protocol. How much time will each person have? 4 minutes. When during the meeting, will we have the public comment? Although they happen at the end, it's not clear in our protocol of it being at the end. If there's anything else we want to add.
So I sent you a copy of that also. So any ideas you have around
What is current? I think I have it up here, our current one. Yeah.
additional language that needs to be added or changed. Still want to allow 20 minutes.
How was that utilized last year? You never actually helped.
Do we need 5 people? I do like the idea of putting somewhere in this. This will happen at this point.
Time. That's fine. That is happening. Do we want it at the end of the meeting? Public comment at the end.
Or at the beginning, 100%.
It's like, I did like, if it's a budget meeting, no one wants to talk about, we're gonna vote on it. We've already done our votes, and then they talk, and like,
I've also seen people, this is just an observation, kind of good. Like waiting till the end, they're like, or they have to leave and they don't know when we're gonna be on open.
Yeah.
So it's like they sit there the whole time to do their public comment and then they're.
You're going to have the option to discuss it when it comes to the next week. Then we talk about it at the time. Instead of at the end of the week. Because then we need to follow the next thing.
Like it's on the agenda.
I'd almost like to say, how the government will happen after departments established. Just standing forever, so it has something really important to say about what we're actually talking about. The agenda,
It's predictable.
there's a chance we actually take the rest of them.
And we don't have to, so basically, if our meeting starts at 4, have it down. We don't have to wait till 4:20 to start our meeting. Make that announcement, comment and there. Right, just, okay, I said, it's gonna be
Yeah,
everybody
that's-
else out there.
Should that be stated in?
Generally, you listen to power, but you all know your community better than I do. If you feel you need to state it in the written protocol, then like I said, this is your opportunity as a body to figure out how you want to hear from your stakeholders. So whatever makes,
Maybe just by
I can raise it.
as needed, or it, if needed, like up to 20 minutes. Needed or something like that, well, it's not just up to, yeah, up to 20 minutes.
it's actually, it has to be at least 20 minutes. So when people come, you can't, like, if you're offering, I'm just giving you snap, if you're offering everybody 4 minutes, you can't offer only 2 people 4 minutes, because that's only 8 minutes, right? You have to allow at least 5 people, because there has to be at least 20 minutes for people to come. If you're expecting, I will say that, most teams don't do 4 minutes, they shorten that a little bit to give more people, so, but again, know your community, you know what you might is best, so.
But if no one shows up.
If no one shows up, just go on with your meeting.
You don't have the whole.
You do not have to sit here for 20 minutes twiddling your thumbs.
You have it, kind of signing up so that, so it doesn't feel that you got here for this meeting. Give that.
Again, it's up to y'all how much grace you want to give. You know, because
Right.
I'll tell you, earlier this week, it took me almost 2 hours to come from Roswell to now. So, you know, if you want to, if somebody signs up and give grace, that's up to y'all, but.
I mean, yes, other, I mean, insurance of the back.
Right, but I'm just-
Like we could, I don't know how you put that into a protocol, but you're.
I think if we just don't think it, super specific, what exactly did happen, like, go aim to do it at the beginning. Set aside 20 minutes at the beginning, but don't say next time then.
Let's put someone's schedule. Have them say.
Yeah, I'm saying, we invite you to speak at the beginning, but we don't have to say, we're only going to accept it if it's before the agenda.
If someone walks in and we're already our action. Maybe 4 minutes.
June afterwards, we're just like, we have to begin.
So, from what you want, where it's up to 20 minutes, sounds like we need at least 20 minutes will be set aside as needed for public commentary. Yeah, select meetings are all meetings.
And if it, too much public comment hasn't been a problem, like if it's all just.
That way we don't have to. to which meetings is public comment. So at all meetings, as noted, published meeting schedule and agenda. Okay, yes. After, put that on the first one, after April 1, that's what it's done.
And then to your, like, point two, we can just say, like, at least 24 hours before. Or to be not.
Because what we're going to do, if they're joining us virtually, we'll have to send them Teams link that we would use isn't going to be public. Viewers are watching on YouTube, that's why all this did. So that'll, watching on YouTube live, not in our Zoom or our Zoom. But if you set up a public comment, they would get in for that amount of time, then they would take that back on function. So because of that, we need to know, they would have to be able to fill out the form and get that. You can log on at 4 o'clock, and once you get to action items, then take them off. So that we have to have that, if it's not first with us.
Just want to ask that question, like, who's responsible?
Yeah, sometimes not sure, I'm like, I would get in and I would only know because of that, you know, I don't know if we have, that's a good job.
Good question. So anyone who is making, has made some marriage, seems to be considered.
Did they have to be making a step?
Or Teams, that someone would just have to email them the link. If you know, if it's the same link all the time, you know, I set up in the Google form that it would go.
Who's the, depending on the seats, stuff in there. That's it.
I know as an APIS employee, I'm in a Teams meeting, I can see everybody in the waiting. I do not know how that works for people outside of APS, so I'm not going to comment on it. I do know that like if Google Forms, you can set it up so that if there's a submission, it will automatically send to somebody. And it will automatically send the reply to the person who submits.
I would or agree.
It'll make it pretty, so it's not. So very.
And then you're gonna change this.
So I get that, I don't think it makes sense.
Are we good with 4 minutes per person? Short interchange.
And then of course we, after there's comment, like, was there some way that they can see it?
So I have the following edits to our, edits to our public comment. First, we will offer it after a quorum has been established. Change the language in point 1 to at least 20 minutes. All meetings will allow public comments and from 4 minutes per speaker to 2 minutes per speaker.
And maybe we edit number 4, the language on number 4, and it to be like a little bit.
Yes.
Do we need to do that right now? Or not right now?
I'll bring it back and it's some different language there.
I think just like, we welcome public comment and like, we'll bring it into the meetings. But I just wanted to see.
Whatever's decided on has to be approved by the majority of the.
So what I will do, I will bring edits at our next motion meeting.
My suggestion would be that the items that you agree on, put out there. Like if the only thing that you want to update is the language to be, but at least for your next meeting, you have a protocol in place, right? And so at your next meeting, make those little language tweaks, but the meat of your protocol would then be out there if you're offering public comment protocol on it.
Can I get a motion to approve the edits to our protocol?
A motion to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Any opposed? That it is adopted and we'll look at this kind of document, put that on. We'll have something to put out there. Meeting norms. So the meeting norms. They decided we want to add to, take out. Add. There. So, for discussion, can I get a motion to adopt the norms?
Move to the norms.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The norms are adopted. Discussion items. We have this activity that we need to engage with. And this is around who we are as a Go team and how we want to make sure that all of our stakeholders are included. This is a chart just to help us identify ways to keep our families, our students, our staff, and our community engaged. So here's what we're looking to do. For each of the groups that's on the sheet, we're going to talk about ways to inform them, what fun or unexpected way to keep them in the loop, gathering input, what's a meaningful way to get their ideas or feedback, right? How can we bring them to the work, not just the audience? So I think what we could do is like pair up maybe and just go through or do it by category. Like two of you are Carpenter and McKnight, you do families, Ms. Fletcher, and then you could do students, Ms. Chin and Smith, you do staff, and Ms. Lowe and Ms. into community. We'll take about 3 minutes to answer the 3 questions for the short category. We'll come together and discuss.
Okay.
Where's that?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, like you could, yeah, just. Okay,
let's see.
like we just did.
Big picture, we're talking about this. Oh, coming here. And all the chances to.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. People who might not. I mean,
I was gonna say. Somebody can say it's big. Yeah.
One minute. 1 minute.
It was on Thursday. Friday.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's.
Ready? So we're just going to have each group to share out and I will collect all of these. And then create one document for us to have to look at as we look at how we, what the meetings, how we're going to our family engagement, some of the tasks or some of the strategies that were placed on this group. Okay. So families, so guys.
For inform, that's the unexpected fundraising, we could jump onto the Instagram post that the admin puts out and do like a, what's coming up at this meeting, why you should attend, why you should care about it. And then a post, like what happened at the meeting, what did we discuss? Even if it's just like, you know, I see I mentioned in the 3 quick swipe, but one might be to do something silly, right? Like there's always, you're always doing that. Something silly to catch their attention, and then like a slide that is like just a really broad overview or discussing budget. Here's what it is, and then maybe a third one, a link to our go-to page. All the stuff that's there, but just putting it out more in front of people.
Get that very close. PTA's go to, or PTA's, Instagram, and, our school experience. You know. I'm shooting some something here.
Like being strategic about that as well, like which families are looking at which things, like everybody reads or. Yeah, but like everybody reads them. Fifth grade parents, too, yeah, we're good. And maybe like in the office as well, where it's not just on a bulletin board somewhere, but it's like exciting books.
Officially, we'll to have this one in the office, you can have more of a call out, hey, meeting coming up about this, set up one comment, or you know what we're talking about this. Just so it's, have the formal one and be able to.
You do.
So,
Yep.
so. So what's a fun and expected way to keep students in the loop? We thought about like the Panda post that they already used with maybe doing like an interview with the Go team. So we're bringing students to like interview someone, so maybe the Go team and do that. Meaningful way to gather thoughts and feedback. Again, we thought about the Panda post, maybe something like cafeteria comments, and like snack comment, or even question mark as we're talking. We're student development, like something that you maybe incorporate like club, some roles like that into the goal where people can provide listening to their classmates, like in classroom.
And then, one of the ways to get like them to, their own public level. We can break it down. We did or whatever, I mean, you know. There's someone from the defense policy, there's plenty, it's all, it's. They wouldn't have to sing to
I think you would like that part. Very good. Staff.
Okay, so for staff, we thought about what is helpful since we have so much going on already. So any information, they currently get it in the mail. But we're thinking posting it on their doors, or posting it in their rooms to where they don't have to go searching for emails, things like that. For them to go meaningful way to gather the ideas of feedback, a suggestion, back box, this box. I don't think. And then for how can we bring them into work, not just the plugins? Kind of tag on to that, like, about social media, like having recordings of teachers, inviting their peers to be a part of it, telling them, using the teacher to tell other teachers about why they should come and join part of the conversation.
So you have this idea starting leveraging social media, and like more broadly, like a lot of people don't know what the go-to means or does. Like I know that it's fun. So like this would be for mostly families, perhaps, but leveraging social media to like what the go-to does, as well as publicize things highlighted in the future. And then another idea we had is maybe like for Francis has his like bus poster board that like I wonder what is the go team like poster board that we just set up at like meetings or like just like have you heard of this? We want to know what it is. So just be capture people who are in person. Also leveraging foundation for information.
Great, I think these are all great ideas. If you your documents and once you capture them all on one document, so just have this.
Do you want to like make that stuff happen? What
Yeah.
would be like, how do we, what would be the next step for that?
Once I,
Video.
yeah, committees, determine what strategy we want to do as a go to kind of communicate. What's the more what we can do, get out there, I wouldn't be able to do that.
The committee meetings don't have to be like on the official meeting.
Right, you know,
They would also do that. So that was
right,
Thank you for engaging with me on that. That is.
This is working.
Just one update around the personal electronic devices. As you know, this rolled out last year. We just
rolling out the rest of it this year. It was, they included other devices like smartphones and all of that. And so this is the policy, it hasn't changed. We began to implement strategies around this policy last year. And at the elementary school, it's very different because you don't have that device issue. You don't have the huge cell phone device issue other than with our fifth grade students. We do have students that's how they communicate with their parents on, yes, I make it to school, and yes, I make it home because they get out of home. And so we are not, cell phones, but students are required, once they walk into the door, to shut them off. And they have to stay there for the entire day. And so this year, we just included smartphones as well, that they have to shut down and put away for the entire day. They're not allowed to have them at lunch and recess. They're put away the entire day. But we do allow them because we understand that it's been communication strategy for our families to make sure they can get to more to get home. And that's the bigger part of for elementary school. Like I said, we don't have that major of an issue. I'm sorry. Yes, and during standardized testing, we take them up, we secure them in the front office and testing is done. If it's back to them, but then they're put away observation. And just one announcement on my part is that to remind you guys of training, particularly for voting to make there some trainings that you have to do. I'm going to submit your names and email addresses to Mr. Cody, and she'll reach out to you so you can start to get because other than anybody else on this. But there are some trainings that you have to complete in order to serve on the votes here. And we just finished our first votes of meeting. So can I have a motion to adjourn? All in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And it's passed. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you guys so much.
Say their names, I like, position.